Konnichiwa, Kawaii Critic here to review RWBY Volume 5, Episode 12, Vault of the Spring Maiden. So we got some spoiler moments later on in this review, but I will mention that when that time comes. But we have some more action-packed stuff to get through first. So, the episode begins with Jean running over to Weiss, who from the last episode was strucken down by Cinder. So, at the meanwhile, Oscar is trying to smack around Leo a bit, and I believe he or someone else is trying to head over to RWBY. Meanwhile, Leo, when he has some free time, tells Hazel, the big guy you see there, I'm learning the names, guys, slowly but surely, but he's telling Hazel that Oscar is Ozpin, and that enrages him, thus leading him to inject himself with the yellow, I think the crystals or the dust, or if I'm getting confused, I apologize. I believe that's what it is. Any RWBY fans, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so he's all powered up and stuff. Meanwhile, Leo opens up the vault, and the rest of the evil crew are trying to head down there. Yang attempts to stop them, but is quickly cut off from moving in. And Ozpin wants to take control over Oscar as he's continuing to fight with the big guy Hazel there. And Crow's like defending him. And this Hazel guy talks about how his sister enrolled to be a huntress and ended up getting killed, and that's why he wants revenge. So then he eventually does take over and is able to fight back slightly. Or, well, before he does, Oscar mentions how, what I just said, how, you know, his daughter, or his sister, I should say, knew the risk or whatever. So we cut back to Jean, who we see begin to heal Weiss, which I never made the actual prediction, but I kind of had a feeling that his semblance would revolve around some sort of healing. I kind of had a feeling that that's what's going to be the case. I'm glad, so I'm kind of glad that they withheld that until a time where that would be appropriate to unveil that. Anyway, so Leo meets up with Crow in battle. Ozpin, now in control, battles Hazel with a bit more ease, clearly. RWBY goes on to check on Weiss, and she's seeing that her sister is like struggling against the two other bad guys, the one she had trouble with, I forget his name, and that green-haired girl, I forget her name still, so apologies in advance. But anyways, we see that Crow is punched away by Hazel. I believe it was Hazel that punched him away slightly. Anyways, after she sees that Jean has Weiss covered, and the other two have the others covered, RWBY joins her sister to even the odds in that battle. Meanwhile, Vernal, that tattooed girl we saw with Raven, is going down with them, as Cinder explains how only the Maiden can open the door. And as they make their way towards this door, Raven gets ready to attack, but Cinder starts talking, so she halts her movements. And then Cinder goes to freeze Raven's legs, and that's when Vernal tries to cut in. Thus, that leads to Cinder revealing that her arm is apparently made of Grimm. That's what it looked like, that sort of dark substance, her dark arm, looked like a Grimm arm, so that's what it looked like. It attacked Vernal, striking her down, trying to take her power. However, the frost that Cinder created was quickly broken, and Raven, once out of that, reveals that she was the Spring Maiden all along! Spoilers for that. So, that is essentially this episode, and as this episode is showing me that this show continues to I personally believe, place action above story itself. And sort of these little quick reveals, like how Raven is the Spring Maiden. The actual story itself, again, I feel has been struggling throughout Volume 5. And again, is more focusing on this sort of action that's sort of combusting and coming to a way now. So I guess that's what we'll be focusing on in the episodes to come. I don't know if the story will continue from this point forward, but we shall see. Anyways, that is my review for this episode. Stick top, ting tong tori. And if you like this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure to check out that link in the description. It'll hold you over to my Patreon page, and you can feel free to donate any amount if you wish. And until next time, everyone,